Sweet Mama V is here. And
I like the sound of that.
Yeah,
Sweet Mama V.
You want to announce it?
Sweet Mama V.
Oh,
no,
we should
not
forget
quite.
All right, so let me wish you a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Raffo Bokpa. You are with the Focus Hospital near Pantine here in Accra. We say that do enjoy your day. This is not only from me, it's also from your brother-in-law, Isaac. And he works here at Multi TV, so I hope that you're watching. If you're not watching, also still don't worry. And this is also to you, Celestine Badagbo. Good morning to you. You teach at Petwe, but you live in Ho, the Volta Regional Capital. This one is from Ifua Antoinette, from Paulina, from Lucy, and myself. I'll come visit you this weekend. When I say that, don't bet on it, you know. I won't come.
Fake promises. Let's do the newspapers. That's not fake, that's real. Front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Graphic petitions police for arrest of Bronzy One. Now you know Bronzy One.
Yeah, I watch his stuff. I watch his
video.
stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And he was saying they didn't vote the president in to come and do what he's doing, and that the Galamsey they were doing is what they do to cater for their workers, and their workers are dependent, etc.
Yeah.
Nobody says that don't do mining, do it well. And if you wash the raw materials in the water bodies, you pollute the water bodies.
Yeah.
Reclaim the land. So you have to do sustainable mining. Nobody says you shouldn't mine sustainably. Yeah.
All right, so Graphic is calling for his arrest. That story is on page 16 in the Daily Graphic newspaper, and it says the Graphic Communications Group has petitioned the police administration to take measures to investigate and arrest a man who claims to be involved in illegal gold mining, popularly known as Galamsey. The petition, which was signed on its behalf by the Managing Director, Mr. Ken Ashigbi, and addressed to the Inspector General of Police, Mr. David Asantia Pietu, stated that the investigation was necessary to send a strong signal to the public that the Ghana Police Service would not condone any act of illegality as far as Galamsey was concerned. Incredible. This is a video that was making around, to think that it had to take a petition for an attempt to be made to even arrest the guy. That's a big question.
He didn't threaten the president, did he?
No, he did not, but he was boasting of running an illegal
he's not the only one who runs an illegal.
Yeah, but he has. But he actually has shown us evidence. But this is what I am involved in.
What has he done?
No, but they should go ahead and investigate. Why don't you go ahead and investigate if he's got a license to do what he's doing, and if he's doing it the right way that he should be doing? You know, all of that. Our children involved in what he's doing. You get it. He's brought himself. Nobody asked him to. So we've got to deal with him thoroughly. Yeah? Just apply the laws. Also on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper, 8 institutions owe SSNITs. 8 of them, they owe SSNITs 447.3 million Ghana cedis. Are they naming and shaming? We'll get to that in a bit. Unauthorized users of sirens in trouble. That's according to the IGP. He comes with a headline on the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Let's go back to page 16 and see if the Graphic is mentioning names of institutions that owe SSNITs, in all 8 of them amounting to 477.3 million Ghana cedis. It says the list of defaulters as of December. Let me start the story properly. It says SSNIT has not recovered the 477.3 million Ghana cedis loan it granted to 8 public and private institutions and organizations, as the Auditor General's report for 2015 has revealed. Okay, so here we go. As of December 31, 2014, the defaulters are FOS Aluminium Limited, Bridal Trust Limited, Ghana Leasing Company Limited, the Ghana Road Fund, Shareholders Advance Bridal Trust, Shareholders Advance Intercity STC Coaches, Intercity STC Coaches Limited. These are all different entities. And Golden Beach Hotels. The report noted that the SSNIT management's inability to value the perfect and collaterals provided by the organizations might cause the trust to lose funds, which might eventually affect its ability to pay pensions in the future in a timely manner. So to think that your monies are going to SSNIT, they've given the monies out as loans to some institutions who have not been able to pay, and that might affect potentially when you retire later on, it might affect the monies that you'll be getting. That's a worry to all of us. So these institutions they've named, it actually comes with a total amount of money that is owed them. And SSNIT has not been able to value what they put on to take that loan. There are recommendations, there's a response, details of the report, story put together by Mabel Aku Banase here in Accra in the Graphic newspaper. And then finally, maybe story on page 3 says the police administration has directed persons and institutions which have installed unauthorized horns and sirens on their vehicles to dismantle them or face prosecution, as it will begin a crackdown on the practice from next Wednesday. Word to the wise, they say. Back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Wafa go top. These are some sports stories. Liberty hold Adriana Kotoko fall at Takwa, and when Kotoko falls and Hearts rises, then it makes me very joyous. So Hearts beats Bechem. Some 4 goals to Benedict. Will be here with more sports details in the stories that he's got. Yeah, Roland, that's it for the graphic.
So we have front page of the Ghanaian Times. Police warn motorists using sirens. The story is on page 17 of the paper. We have cerebrospinal meningitis killing 58 within 13 weeks in the Upper East region. And the president explains rationale for creation of 2 new ministerial portfolios. We have a picture there of Haruna Idris, the minority leader, and Minority Boycott Appointment Committee. On the back page, though, we have sports. Wafa, jump to top. Hearts silence Bechem United. And Midiema break Asante Kotoko. My team, Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
I'll do the Daily Dispatch next. The Daily Dispatch newspaper. Front page. Dispatch vindicated again. Spio's ambition began in February last year. So it's bringing you back its reports referring to what it did initially and confirming the story of Spio wanting to run for 2020, I guess. Also, Afenyo Markins to replace Adwoa Safo as deputy majority leader. As you know, Adwoa Safo appointed duly as the minister for procurement. Yeah? Okay. So people were wondering how she was going to combine that with her deputy majority leadership position that she holds in Parliament. Paper is reporting that Afenyo Markins is apparently replacing her on that level. Okay, that's it for the Daily Dispatch, Roland.
I think that's a good choice too. But let's look at the Daily Guide. It has on the front page, NDC boycotts vetting. President justifies more ministers. Meningitis kills for students. But we have police also banning unauthorized sirens already in the other newspapers this morning. NIB clears the air.
Are they banning with their mouths or what? Like next Wednesday, what kind of action would we see?
I don't know.
Like a one day.
So government officials can use them, because sometimes I see the road I travel, I see it all the time. We have other stories there, and for example, we have. I always like looking at the center spread of the Daily Guide. Got great entertainment stories if you want to have a relook at them. DKB, Ghana's #1 comedian, joins anti-Galamsey campaign. Then we have like Cotton Twines, streams on Netflix. Have you ever watched that Netflix before? Yeah, using internet stuff, streaming. Okay, so we have those stories, but other stories we have Heroes of Change on Nana Osei, etc., etc.
You're good to go?
Sure.
All right, let's do some business. And I've got the Business Finder newspaper, front page of the Business Finder this day. CDN's first quarter depreciation rate of 2.52%. Policy rate to drop further. Investment firm predicts 17.50%. Tax allowances, benefits of ministers, MPs That's tax experts. Okay, this is one of the stories that you've got to read to get a better understanding. It's all in the Business Finder newspaper on a Thursday.
All right. So we have other stories. Front page of the BNFT, that is the Business and Financial Times. UMB provides $100 million boost to one district, one factory policy. Seed money there. You qualify with your business plans, and the entity or agency that's supposed to oversee that qualifies you and gives you the green light. You go to UMB, they will give you the money, and you have executives of the UMB in a picture there with the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Main story, we have domestic airfares fall, apparently, and we know that there was an announcement by the finance minister in his annual budget about
but this rather been very quick, right? I thought it was going to take quite a while for it to reflect.
I was thinking too. But the spare parts one I hear will take some time because of because of some ECOWAS trade regimes we have. Further drop expected in months. That's good. Now we can take a lot more of the planes.
So there's goodwill. I mean, I think there's goodwill in the air. We'll see how sustainable that.
You went to Kumasi the last time. You took a flight?
I did, but don't ask me how much it cost.
Because you didn't pay?
No, I didn't.
Wow, VIP treatment. Further drop is expected in months. VAT will cut costs. Costs government. VAT will cut. VAT cut apparently is going to cost government 21.1 million Ghana. Million Ghana cedis.
How are they going to make up for that?
I don't know. I think that we need an interview.
Well, when there's goodwill, then more businesses come, right? That's how you kind of.
The point is when you create a space for business to thrive, the environment is good, and let's say now we're having the policy, the monetary rates coming down. It means that the rates at borrowing will also reduce, and so they can access a lot more capital. They can increase their stock by level of production. The overheads also on their expenditures for a particular period of financial year will also reduce. So they'll rake in a lot more. They will pay their taxes and they will expand their businesses. So it's almost...
So we're doing that in the hope that businesses will not play a fast one on governments.
Yes, and at the same time, you're hoping that others will establish a lot more.
Yeah, all right.
It's something that just works within the regime of the way the market works.
Yeah.
So we're hoping, tax cut will prolong legacy debt repayments, according to the Deputy Minority Leader, James Klutse-Avedji. Parliament to summon Bank of Ghana over DKM saga. Some promises were made during the campaign that this will be paid swiftly. Apparently, it's delaying than we thought.
Yeah, because maybe a lot more people. But you know that they've upped there from the last documentary that Kuku Aban did, a two-part series that was shown here on Joy News. They've upped the amounts of monies that they've been paying to some of the customers, but they owe a lot more people. I mean, people invested so much.
If you ask me, you invest your money in such a financial vehicle, it was at your own risk. If you had your accruals or perhaps even your profit at the end of the period.
Which some people did.
Would you have paid government any money?
Because some people bought vehicles and built houses out of what profit they made from.
Those who were fast enough to
exactly. But sometimes the salespeople also make people save without letting them know, because how many of these people could actually read the document that was given them to sign up? They just make huge promises and people agree to go ahead with the investments.
But
not knowing that the risk
if a financial
really,
institution
really
gives you rates that usually are above the market numbers, you should be suspicious, I believe.
Yeah, you should be, but I'm not sure everybody knows that.
Oh, that's why people are swindled. On the back page of the BNFT, that's the Business and Financial Times, we have private university costly, private varsity costly, a tag, a myth.
That's a piece from
Professor
tag
Yanka? A myth. That's from Professor Yanka. He's a deputy minister designate.
No, he is not. He's Minister of State in charge of tertiary education.
Again?
As in Minister of Minister of State, In charge of tertiary. So he's Minister of State at the presidency.
In charge of tertiary.
Exactly. But he's also, unless
he used to he's a very good writer. He used to be one of my favorite columnists. I used to read in the Ghanaian Times all the time.
Oh, okay.
In journalism school and all that. So I love him. I love him to bits.
He's a good manager as well.
Okay.
For a while now, he's been in charge of the Central University.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So from
Professor
a college
Yanka.
to a fully fledged
I didn't know he was
we wish him well, though. Let's go online now with the newspapers done. But before that, I guess we can do our little money moment here on the show, where we've got our box and we're putting 20 Ghana cedis
Albert is supposed to give us some nice labeling, and I'm sure that by the close of this, by the time you come back.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I promise. By the time you come back. My mommy is going away for 3 weeks. Let me announce it. I didn't want to say it, but it's so sad.
Charlie, man must rest, you know?
Go and rest.
Yeah, man must rest. So
go and rest.
I've been thinking about what I would do with the box, but I still can make my contribution.
The box?
Yeah.
Yeah, please. I have I use Vodafone, so I use Vodafone Cash. Please make sure that...
You want me to send it to you?
Yes.
And hope that you put it in the box?
It is not a hope.
Every day?
It is not a hope.
Where would you keep this?
Huh?
Where would you keep
I'll put it in my car.
No way. I'll give it to a call. Derek, your call. He'll be in charge of the box. But I will duly tell you where I'm going before we wrap up the show today.
If you put this in Derek Sam's car, it will get spoiled almost every day. Don't put this bad luck thing. Put it in my car. Put it in my car. Put it in my car.
You have no idea what it takes to keep an eye on the box.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And Derek has
what
an
it means
idea.
is,
Derek
anytime you're going to the car wash, you have to remember to take it out.
That reminds me. I don't want it.
It's a woman's thing.
Because I go and leave my car there. And then,
it's a woman's thing. Don't go there.
So let's do the online poll. We start with myjoyonline.com.
Woman's quest to seek divine favor in church turns tragic. It says that's the dilemma of a 24-year-old woman paralyzed after an unattended vehicle knocked her down on church premises. Can we just kindly click on the story? Let's get to understand exactly the circumstances surrounding her now being paralyzed. I'm just thinking ahead without even reading the story.
The way the change is done, Fred Potofe is better than Patrick Gomez, because Fred has a way of doing it. He opens somewhere else in another window.
Really?
Patrick Gomez, learn fast.
Roland, stop comparing our directors. Names he's mentioning are directors that we work with every day here on the show. It says that is the long and short of Paulina Nochisapon story, who has become paralyzed after unattended vehicle knocked her down at a church compound. Paulina, a resident of Kwadasu in Kumasi, suffered the fate in bizarre circumstances 2 years ago. She had then joined worshippers at Bantama Christ Apostolic Church on June 11, 2015, as part of a 40-day fasting and prayer program. Paulina says she stepped out of the chapel to visit the washroom, but a packed vehicle suddenly started to move unattended to and knocked her down. I guess she was severely injured in the accident that happened within seconds. Doctor detected she had a neck tumor during the treatment of her injuries. Though she underwent surgery with the help of relatives, Paulina could not move her limbs afterwards. She told Inshira FM's Obra magazine program that both the church and the owner of the vehicle that knocked her down have left her to her fates. Though doctors have assured she could walk again, continuous medication and physiotherapy have not improved her situation. Meanwhile, her medical bills are piling up. Can we just go back and mention the name of the church again? Maybe now that, you know, the story is out there for everybody to feast on it, they'll take care of the young lady. Bantama Christ Apostolic Church. And the owner of this vehicle, you know, that was in the compound. Please attend to this young lady. We will visit this story again. But let's go back and quickly wrap up with the headlines that we have on myjoyonline.com. Yeah. Christ Apostolic Church in Bantama. We're calling on you to attend to Paulina. 15% increase in transport.
Are they serious on the thing?
Which one is that?
The increments. I thought it
was...
What,
you thought it was a joke?
Well, I thought the Deputy Minister Designate for Finance had said that...
He said government was going to...
He said that looking at the current indicators in the system...
Yeah, but you know, the irony is that these people don't just sit back and increase. They do that in connection, you remember, each time with the transport ministry. So government is certainly involved in the arrival of this 15%. Yeah, I heard him as well.
Why did we have Mr. Kwatin come?
I heard him as well, and I was wondering where that was coming from, as if government didn't know. All right, we've got some 2 minutes. Briberies, okay, back on myjoyonline.com, bribery scandal, Ayariga was misled. That's according to Ace broadcaster and lawyer Moses Fu Amweni. He's convinced that Mahama Ayariga made the bribery Okay, this is one for you to read and have a better understanding, but basically he has some thoughts. Your work for humanity is admirable, Otumfuo to Princess Anne. Also on our page, quickly. Okay, let's fast forward. While violence trigger happy policeman arrested. That was in our AM news this morning. Akufo-Addo inaugurates Board of Ghana Investment and Infrastructure Fund. Also on my jawline, Samson Ladi Ayenini survives fatal crash. And this is a very heartbreaking one for me personally. I mean, Samson is our colleague, Samson is our friend and brother. And to think that he was involved in this accident on the motorway yesterday when he actually went to Tema to handle a pro bono case. I mean, with such a beautiful heart, returning to Accra and being involved in this accident. The driver of the other vehicle unfortunately died on the spot, but we thank God that Samson survived. He is okay, he's well, and
I ply the motorway every day.
Yeah.
And I've seen friends die on the motorway, people I know, and it's one of the most scariest roads in Ghana. You just can't understand why it is. I don't know why.
And if you hear the narration of how this incident...
And we thank God for the lives that we all have each day.
Definitely. If you hear the narration of how this accident happened, you can't imagine
I've witnessed one accident like that before. From the other side of the road to this one.
Wow.
Yeah. It's that accident that killed a certain musician recently. I think last year.
Okay.
It's that type of accident. From one side of the road, his car, I think it's the same thing. The car from there, he was coming from Tema. So I think when his accident happened, I think he
went over to the next lane.
Yeah, to the next lane and hit a van.
Wow.
An urban bus that was traveling to Aflau or Akachi or one of those places.
Amazing.
And got others also injured in the car. He died in the process. He was using a green BMW. I happen to have seen the accident. I was coming also from a program this morning, from the morning on the channel. Yeah.
Well, we're with you, Samson. Samson said yesterday that I died, I live. We're grateful to God for your life. You certainly escaped because God is not done with you yet. You're going nowhere. You're sticking with us. Stay with us. We've got...
I wanted to...
Benedict. Okay, over to you.
Happy birthday to you, Raffle Bokpa. And you're the in-law of Isaac here at Multi TV. You work with the Focus Hospital on the Pantine Road. Have a great morning. Also to you, Celestine Badagbo, and it is your birthday today. It is from me, as well as all the students you teach at your school in Patoe. You live in Ho. I'll visit you this weekend.
Can I just announce before Benedict comes in
it's not gonna happen.
That the Minister of Gender, Social, Children Protection, Otiko Afisa-Jabba, is my guest later on at 8 a.m. here on the show. So here's what we're going to do.
She's coming live into the studio?
Yes, she is.
Give me 5.
Really?
Sometimes you can perform wonders.
Okay, that's what I call, not me. Let us know what you want us to talk to her about. She's been in the news recently for a lot of things. There's the mini skirt stuff. Okay, yeah, we have to go. So please, let us know. Just get onto Facebook and tell us what you want us to ask. And there's a revelation that I probably would make today because a lot of talking points out of my conversation with the Member of Parliament for Akwatia, I must say there's a big revelation when I sit down with Otiko Afisa-Jabba later on this morning. You've got to stay tuned.